Hello, my name is Marie Lee, and I am the Director of Meetings for the PMI Great Lakes chapter. Joining me today is Joel Carboni, who is the opening keynote for our spring symposium taking place on Friday, April 11th, 2025, at the Suburban Showplace Collection. Our theme this year, Sustainable Project Management, Driving Change for a Greener Future. Dr. Joel Carboni is a globally recognized leader in sustainable project management. As founder and president of GPM, he pioneered methodologies like PRISM and the P5 standard, shaping sustainability practices for 16 years. With 30 years of expertise, he has influenced corporations, governments, and academia worldwide. He contributed to the UN Sustainable Development Goals and is a standards writer for the Global Reporting Initiative on Pollution. A Forbes.com contributor, keynote speaker, and visiting professor at Schema Business School, he was named 2024 Sustainability Leader of the Year by Change Leadership. Welcome, Joel, and thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much. And I'm only 30 years old, by the way. So
fantastic. You started really young. It's very clear. All right. So let's start with a definition.
Sure.
How would you define sustainable project management?
Yeah, so sustainable project management, it's about delivering projects in a way that balances environmental responsibility, social impact, and economic viability. It's not just about meeting deadlines and budgets. It's about ensuring that projects create long-term value while minimizing negative impacts. It means considering things like resource efficiency, carbon footprint, ethical labor practices, and stakeholder well-being as part of project decision-making. Traditional project management focuses on delivering outputs, efficiently, but sustainable project management ensures those outputs are responsible and contribute positively to both the organization and society. It's about shifting the mindset from just delivering projects to delivering impact.
It is quite the shift in thinking. How are organizations actually responding to that? I know this is supposed to be brief, but just, dive into that a little bit.
It's kind of a mixed bag. We find that organizations are trying to find their way. And everyone understands that sustainability is important. And in the C-suite, they go, we know what this means. We know we need to do it, but what do we need to do? And project managers are the keys to change. And everything you see around you is a result of a project. Okay. And therefore, if we're able to embed this in our ability to drive change, it just becomes naturally part of the process. Rather than having to be top down, it's bottom up.
Right. So, obviously, this is important. Sustainability is the theme this year. So why do you think, as it applies to project management specifically, and kind of, again, keying off that, why is it so critical today? Why is now the time that this is the theme? So many reasons.
I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, let's shift. How about talking a little bit about the GPM P5 standard and the PRISM methodology? I guess tell me a little bit about what that is and how it does help organizations make sustainability actionable, like that they can actually do something.
Sorry, let me back up.
Sure.
So let me talk about why sustainability in project management is more critical now than ever. So
sure thing. Yeah.
Sustainability is no longer a nice to have. Okay. It's really more of a business imperative. You've got climate change, you have resource depletion, you have social inequalities, and these are directly impacting industries. They're impacting economies. They are, even affecting project success rates. Project managers are at the heart of execution, which means they are uniquely positioned, as I mentioned, to integrate sustainability into real-world decisions. If we're not building sustainability into our projects, then we're not building for the future. We're just creating short-term fixes that becomes tomorrow's problems. And
So
that's really the key of what we're trying
band-aids
to
on bigger,
accomplish.
yeah,
Yeah,
band-aids on bigger problems, right?
yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So how do we make that actionable? Tell me a little bit about the P5 standard and PRISM
Sure.
methodology.
So, the standard serves as a foundation, and it categorizes sustainability impacts into three key areas: people, planet, prosperity. And it ensures that project managers consider social responsibility, environmental impact, and economic sustainability in decision making. But to operationalize these principles, organizations, they need tools. And to help them implement and measure sustainability within their projects, the standard works in tandem with other tools built inside of it. So we have the sustainability management plan, which works as part of their overall project plan, and the impact assessment tool. And these provide a structured and actionable approach to integrating sustainability into the project management processes. And these are really integral to actually making it work. It's not just theoretical, it's tangible physical tools, which are really great.
And project managers love tools, that's for
Yes, they
sure.
do. And they're also free, which is great.
And we like those free tools as well. How much extra burden is this on a project manager?
That is the number one question I get asked. We already have so much to do. This is just more for me to do. What we find, it makes it easier for project managers because at the end of the day, you'll find that these impacts are going to show up at some point. And it's better to find them at the beginning of the project than at the end. Like, we didn't take into account X, Y, and Z. Rather than at the beginning, we find out, these impacts are going to occur. Let's address them in the beginning. And let's take them to our stakeholders and go, how do you want to address these? I mean, think about oil spills or catastrophes. They can be avoided in the beginning if you know what to look for. And sustainability, the way we define it, we have 49 criteria that we look out for. And we address them on a scoring ratio. So we can say we have this environmental aspect that we are looking at a score of 3, or we have a social impact such as child labor or something at a score of 2. And they're going to go, we would never have known even where to start.
Yeah.
And that's how we address it.
And I think that these principles, the sustainability principles, are definitely something that project managers are interested in. And I think there might always be those leadership challenges, ensuring that everyone's on board and that from a higher level they're on board. But I guess what advice could you provide to a project manager who's looking to position themselves as a sustainability leader or champion?
I think first is to really educate yourself. Learn the language of sustainability and project management frameworks like P5 and Prism, and they're out there. If you're a PMI member, if you're familiar with PMI Infinity, it's free. We've already built this into there. There's 2 learning pathways. You can go out there right now. You can learn about ESG for project managers. You can just plug it in there right now, and you can learn about P5 today. So it's free. You can learn about that before the keynote, and you can come a little bit prepared, learn what I'm talking about. Second, start right where you are. You don't need to be, in a green role to make an impact. Whatever project you're on, find ways to integrate sustainability. Third is speak up. Um, bring sustainability into conversations, challenge assumptions, and advocate for better choices. I think, lastly, build alliances. Sustainability is a team effort. Connect with like-minded people in your organization and industry. If you position yourself as someone who drives positive change, opportunities will follow.
And I'm sure more voices are always better as you're raising those issues up. So let's just talk. I'll pause one moment here on the homework that we may or may not be assigning to folks. If they wanted to learn a little bit more, and hopefully they've utilized the PMI Infinity tool because it's very cool.
Yeah,
What should they specifically plug in, or what would they be looking for or prompting to get the information prior to the keynote?
sure. Go into Infinity and say, talk to me about the P5 standard. And it'll tell you all you need to know and more. or you could say, teach me about the PRISM method. It'll tell you all you want more. And there's actually two learning journeys about sustainability. You can just click on it and it'll walk you right through it. So it's very simple to follow.
That's amazing. Again, not that we want to assign homework, but if you
Of
want to
course.
come to the keynote very prepared, this is a,
That's
a
right.
place you can do that. So let's shift a little bit. Where do you
Sure.
see the future of project management heading in terms of
Yes.
sustainability?
Crystal ball.
Yeah,
I wish I could tell you, no. So where I see the future, I think we're kind of at a turning point. You know, sustainability is no longer a niche topic. It used to be, 10, 15 years ago when I was doing this, I would go to a conference and I'd be tucked away in a corner somewhere and I'd be just a paper, and oh, what's he talking about? I said, what? That doesn't really belong here. But now it's no longer a niche. It's become a core expectation in project management. You have ESG regulations tightening in Europe. You have consumer expectations on the rise here in the US. Organizations that invest in projects that fail to consider sustainability will be a liability. We're also seeing a shift towards regenerative project practices, which is something really, really new, where projects don't just minimize harm, but actively restore ecosystems
that's
and
exciting.
communities and economies. So, and these are happening all over the United States. The future belongs to project professionals who embrace this shift and drive real impact.
That is very exciting. That it makes the job that we do that much more fulfilling. It's one thing to bring a project across the finish line. I think it's really another thing to contribute and be part of something that is renewing the world around us. So that's I really embrace that positive view. And I think sometimes as project managers, we get very bogged down in the day to day and, checking off the next list and making sure we get out that next communication. But this bigger picture, I think, is really exciting. And if we can bring that to more people, I think that, we can gain some traction there. So I appreciate that. And maybe in the crystal ball, are the Lions going to win the Super Bowl next year?
I'm a Bears fan, so
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, well, that was the wrong
sorry.
question, but congrats on your new coach. So, um, I guess as we roll into that and we're talking about this exciting view of sustainability and how it really can be part of our project management journey, as we look at sort of maybe a takeaway, what is like one thing, one mindset shift that a project manager can adopt for sustainability? Like if we could kind of just boil it down to like one main thing, what would it be?
This is something that has kind of stuck with me. You don't have to change the world. You have to change your world. And that's something that I've been thinking about a lot. It's not about thinking about all the problems going on in the world. It's about what's right in front of you. And if all of us, there's millions and millions of project managers around the world, and projects account for roughly almost 40% global GDP. That's a lot of investment dollars. And if all of us make a slight change to our projects, we could solve global issues almost overnight. We don't need to worry about governments making a change. We can do it with inside of our own profession. And that's pretty profound.
That is very profound. So as we look forward to the spring symposium and the audience of project managers and project manager like-minded people from multiple industries, what are you looking forward to when you interact with all those folks?
I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, people from different industries, all walks of life. To me, it's a whole lot of fun and I cannot wait.
Excellent. Well, I am looking forward to meeting you in person. And apparently, we're going to have some conversations about the NFC North and next season. I don't know. I might have a little lion somewhere on my person.
Tigers? I don't know.
Tigers? Okay, we can agree on tigers. That's good. So again, I look forward to meeting with you in person and interacting with you and the attendees on April 11th. For those of you who are viewing this fireside chat, if you would like some additional information about this year's symposium, the breakout sessions, or are interested in registering for the event, please go to www.pmiglc.org/symposium. Depending on when you're viewing this, you may want to register as soon as possible to take advantage of our early bird pricing. Joel, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you at the symposium.
See you there.